What's going on, you guys? It's Brobson here. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I'm having a pretty good day, I would say. In game today, I actually got a large smithing crate off the Squeal of Fortune, and as such, this video is titled Squeal of Fortune Skilling, because most people think that it's easy to skill off the Squeal of Fortune by simply buying spins and getting their reward XP lamps, but lately I've noticed that there aren't really that many XP lamps left on the Squeal of Fortune. For the most part, 90% of my daily spins just give me like, those small coin bags or whatever, or I'll get like maybe a prismatic pendant or something like that, but I haven't really gotten many XP lamps off the Squeal of Fortune. But I have noticed that sometimes the items that you get from your daily spins on the Squeal of Fortune can help to motivate you for like a full day of skilling. And today was a great example of that because, as I just mentioned, I got a large smithing crate from the Squeal of Fortune, and since I was only level 19 smithing when I got the crate, it gave me a bunch of resources to make bronze bars. I believe it gave me like 120 copper and tin, which is obviously enough resources for 120 bronze bars, and it motivated me to go skilling for the entire day with those resources, because normally I wouldn't have been able to, or I just wouldn't have wanted to go ahead and spend the time mining 120 copper and tin on my own and going to the bank. But since the Squeal of Fortune gave them to me for free in the large smithing crate, I was like, you know what, I'm going to convert this into useful XP. So first I smelted down all of the bars, or all of the ores, into bars, and I got from 19 to 21 smithing, and I was about halfway to level 22. And then from there I was thinking of what the best way to go ahead and use those bars would be. Obviously the fastest way to gain XP from the bars would have been to just make plate bodies, but from there's nothing I can really do because bronze plate bodies have a horrible alch value. I think it's literally like 100 GP each, so I wouldn't have gotten too many from that, and I wouldn't have gotten too much money from that, even at the point where I could use the high alchemy spell. But what I decided to do instead was go ahead and make myself some arrowheads, because then I could convert it all into fletching XP as well. So I believe with the resources I got, I managed to get 1,650 bronze arrowheads, and in the process that gave me another 2 smithing levels. So in total, with this large smithing crate, I got from level 19 to level 23 smithing. And I guess looking at that realistically, for a large crate, that's not really too much XP, especially at a low level. But then again, it was bronze that I was using, and I was using bronze resources, so I can't really complain. I did manage to get 4 free smithing levels out of this crate, so that was pretty good. And then from there, I converted those smithing levels into an additional like 10 fletching levels. As you can see, I believe I'm level 8 right now on screen, and I got a ton of levels from this because I made myself 1,650 bronze arrows. And additionally, that can be further converted into ranged XP, which I might end up using. As I mentioned in a previous video, I'm thinking about just using the charge bow or the quick bow that you can get for free from Birth Orb to go ahead and get myself like level 30 or 40 ranged, but the XP is really slow on a charge bow and a quick bow. The only reason I would be doing that is because they don't require ammunition, and it's really not that easy to get ranged ammunition because I can't buy it because it's wieldable, and the max K from scratch rules state that I can't buy wieldable items, so I had to go ahead and make myself all my ammunition. But now that I did this, they are just bronze arrows that I created, but it still is bronze arrows, and they are useful. So maybe I'll make like an oak bow now that I have myself over level 20 fletching. I can actually make myself an oak short bow, and then from there I'll maybe be able to go ahead and use the oak short bow with the bronze arrows for a little bit faster XP. Obviously you don't use ammunition when you're using abilities, so it's not really a requirement to have mass amounts of these ammunition, and 1,650 ammunition would probably last until like level 70 range, just because of how frequently you use abilities and how infrequently you use auto attacks. Even without the Ava's accumulator or alerter, or whatever the first one's called, the attractor maybe, without any of those you can still get a decent amount of XP and a decent amount of kills with just like 1 or 2 arrows. It's not very difficult. You just have to continually be using abilities. So I'm thinking about doing that. I'll maybe convert these arrowheads into further ranged XP, and that will give me even more. But the point of this video is just that sometimes in the early game I'm overwhelmed and I don't really know what to do because there's so much content I want to interact with. I'll wake up and I'll be like, I need to do some hunter today because it's only level 9, or summoning because it's only level 2. And then I'll continue on and I'll be like, well, maybe I should do dungeoneering instead, or maybe I should do some quests because I only have like 8 quest points. And I'm just so overwhelmed with content that sometimes I don't know what to do. And obviously daily challenges are a good way to start, because I'll be like, all right, I can do my dailies to start off the day. That'll get me a few base levels and get me motivated to do some other things. Maybe it'll give me an idea for what to do for the rest of the day. But sometimes the Squeal of Fortune comes in handy. Sometimes it'll give you a pendant that'll remind you that that skill exists, and you'll be like, hey, maybe I can do some thieving today. Or in this case I got a large smithing crate, so I was like, let's see how much XP I can get out of this smithing crate. And it's kind of cool because I did get some smithing XP out of the crate, but then I got XP in a totally unrelated skill in fletching. I made myself a ton of ammunition, and I can actually use that for a third skill to go ahead and get some ranged XP as well. So I don't know, I just thought it was kind of cool that the Squeal of Fortune gave me an idea for how to skill, and I ended up getting, XP or potential XP across like 4 or 5 different skills from one crate that was supposed to be used for one skill. That's really it for today's video. Remember to leave your feedback below. Also remind me, or let me know, if you've ever had a similar situation where you got something on the Squeal of Fortune that kind of set up a day of skilling for you. And aside from that, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow, or maybe later tonight, with a new video.